If your legs feel heavy or achy, this usually has nothing to do with getting older. And for a lot of people, it's not muscle pain either. Sometimes it's a circulation issue, and most people don't realize it until it gets worse. And this is where almost everyone gets misled. Hi, my name is Dr. Jarrod. I'm a board-certified vascular surgeon here in Cary, North Carolina, and I want to show you why legs ache or feel heavy, what's actually happening inside your body, and how to know when it's time to get your legs checked. So when patients come in, they don't all describe it the same way. Sometimes they say their legs are heavy, achy, sometimes the legs are tired or swollen. Some notice night cramps or even restless legs. Others say the legs feel worn out by the end of the day. And here's the part that surprises most people. These symptoms often have nothing to do with your muscles. That heavy feeling in your legs that you notice at night isn't always just fatigue. Sometimes it's blood pooling in your legs. So the veins in your legs have one main job. That's to get blood out of your legs back up to your heart, okay? And there's two main ways that happens. One of the major ways is with your muscles, the muscles in your legs, especially your calf muscles. So what happens is when your muscles contract, when they squeeze, your muscles also squeeze the veins in your legs, and it forces blood out of your legs back up to your heart. The other way is by these things called valves. And what they are is these tiny little pieces of tissue inside the vein that keeps the vein working as a one-way street so that blood only moves out of the legs. If the blood tries to go the opposite way, what happens is the valves in the veins close and obstructs the vein, and so the blood has no other way but to go the right way. So if there's anything going on with either of those two systems, with the leg muscles or the valves in the veins just don't work. And what happens is blood just sits in the vein, and the veins swell because it's so full of blood. Fluid leaks out of the veins, and this fluid contains a lot of different chemicals, and it gives a slew of symptoms in the legs. A lot of those symptoms we just talked about, but it also cause skin changes because that fluid, it contains something called iron. Changes the coloring in your skin. The skin gets darkened, it gets what we call brawny, and that can lead to other things like ulcers. And wounds are very difficult to heal. What's important to remember is that vein disease doesn't fix itself. It usually gets worse. So when should you actually pay attention? So if your legs feel heavy most days, if you notice swelling by the end of the day, some of the other symptoms that I described, your skin color changes, swelling, heavy, achy legs, and it just doesn't go away, you should get checked. And here's the tricky part. All of this can happen even when your legs look completely normal. Many people assume that vein problems only matter if you see actual bulging veins in your legs. But varicose vein disease or chronic venous insufficiency both mean the same thing. It often starts before you can see anything in your legs. Nothing's visible. So now leg pain can come from other causes too. It can come from muscle cramps, from dehydration. It can come from arthritis, nerve issues like sciatica or neuropathy. But venous circulation problems are one of the most overlooked causes. And here's something important to remember. You do not need visible varicose veins to have vein disease. This part is really important, okay? The other thing is that vein disease is progressive. Doing nothing doesn't change anything. It doesn't pause vein disease, okay? It allows it to move forward, and then over time, that heaviness can turn into swelling, discoloration, and then it can become pain that doesn't go away. In the more advanced cases, like I just discussed, wounds or ulcers can form that are very difficult to ease. Like I said, vein disease doesn't fix itself. It usually gets worse. So when should you pay attention? If your legs feel heavy most days, or if you notice swelling by the end of the day, or if you're getting night cramps, restless legs, or if your skin is darkening, if discomfort keeps coming back, even after rest or elevating your legs, then it's time to get checked. Pain is not something to ignore, especially if it keeps coming back. The good news is figuring this out is simple. All you need is a painless ultrasound. It takes about 30, 45 minutes, and it can answer the question of whether or not your symptoms are coming from varicose vein disease. So if you're in the Cary area and dealing with heavy or achy legs, getting answers early can make a huge difference. And in many cases, the evaluation is covered by insurance. You do not have to live with leg pain. All right, that's it. I hope this video helps. And like I said, leave comments. I'll look through them and answer them, hopefully quickly. And I hope to talk to you soon. All right, everybody take care. Bye for now.